do all mine before we leave Thursday morning. So I'm trying to get all mine done before we leave too. And I have to work a full day tomorrow, so.
I only have to work until 3 instead of 4:30, so.
That's good.
Yeah, it's nice.
All right, I'll start with prayer if you don't care.
Go for it.
Okay. Our dear Heavenly Father, we're grateful for this day. We're grateful for the opportunity that we have to meet tonight to go over our case study. Please help us to understand and to know the things that we need to do to figure the math out and to be able to answer these questions in a manner that would be pleasing to each of us. We're grateful, Father, for the opportunity we have to go to school and to be able to further our education. Please help us this night that we might have a good meeting and that we will have thy Spirit to be with us this week as we travel to our different destinations. Bless Andrew as he's traveling tonight, that he might have thy Spirit to be with him. And this we pray for and do so in the name of thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
All righty. So hopefully you and I can do this, and hopefully Victoria will get on.
Hopefully Victoria comes on, because she's better with the math than I am.
She is better with the math, the little stinker. I don't
think I would understand half the math in this class if Victoria wasn't in the group.
I know, right? See, in this one, I really tried to figure out what it is, but I don't know. I'm screwed up, I guess.
I just see so many numbers, and I'm like, which one do I use?
Right. Okay, so we have to vote individually. Should David Vivero raise money now? Yes or no? My vote was no.
Yeah, I was leaning towards no. I wasn't certain, but I don't think it's the best course of action right now.
Okay. I also think that he should validate his business model better before he decides to raise money. Because I think there's some weaknesses in his business model.
Yeah, I agree. It's better to iron out the kinks now than to fund it and have something go wrong.
Right. And I think too, I don't know if this is down in it's down in a further question, but I think too, he needs to figure out the landlord model that he was thinking, or the landlord portion that he was thinking of. Because I think that's where he could have a better business model. Just my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, just being able to see the real time that thing. Yeah. I think that would help.
Okay, so we are supposed to read page 7, and it's just one paragraph. I'll read it. It said, I tried to raise funds from Sand Hill Road venture capitalists in October and November. They liked our team and our idea, but they told me to come back when I had proved the model in more than one city, demonstrated lifetime customer value well in an excess of average customer acquisition cost, and had reliable data on my sales cycle and conversion funnel. So it says, why do investors care about customer lifetime value, customer acquisition cost, and sales conversion data?
I think lifetime customer value would be important because it means that your customer keeps coming back. And like knowing that they're going to promote your business as well as utilize it is an excellent benefit.
I also think too that if they can show their data, it'll show exactly how well they're doing before an investor decides to, or a venture capitalist decides to invest in them. Because it'd be kind of scary to just say, yeah, I'm going to give you this much money, but there's nothing to back.
Yeah.
And like I keep saying, it reminds me of Shark Tank in a crazy way. But they're always asking, like, how much money do you have? How much money did this cost you? How did you,
Hi.
Hey, Victoria, how did you take this? Like, I don't know. They're always asking about the data, right? Because they want the data points to prove what they have. So I think the data is important too.
Yeah. It makes it so that they're lets the VC know that the acquisition is one that's worthwhile.
And that they're not just messing
Throwing
with
away
you.
money.
Yeah. Yeah. Victoria.
Sorry, guys, I was having problem connecting.
Oh, you're fine. What is your
I'm in
vote?
the middle of nothing in Bremerton, so the connection's kind of bad here. Middle of nowhere.
What is your vote? Should David Vivero raise money now, or yes or no?
Yes.
How come you think yes?
What did you guys vote?
We voted no.
I vote yes because it's $5 million. I think it's not an offer that shows every day on your door. So I think they should take it and use the money to develop the new software for free department that they want to do it. And they should also use the money to expand the market, because right now they're only in two big areas that they could expand it for, like for more 16 more around, I would say. And their idea is good, their product's good. They just need money and the right management.
Interesting.
What did you guys vote?
So we both voted no.
Yeah.
I'm always the opposite.
And I didn't get a chance to watch Andrew's video, so I don't know what Andrew voted.
I didn't either.
But I think the reason why I said no, just to go back, is I think that he needs to build and validate his model first before he raises money.
Yeah.
That's a good point too.
Yeah.
But I think with that money, he can hire more people that can help to validate and develop better the product and cover the issues that they have in.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. Does that change your viewpoint, Mackenzie?
A little.
Because at first, yeah, they even say that it's kind of scary, get 5 million, and then a lot of companies that got a lot of money at first spent unconsciously and made a mistakes. But I think if they know what they're spending, if they have the right plan, it would be a good thing. And the offer might not be on the table later on.
It also might what? Sorry.
And the offer would not be would be stay in the table later on. That's what I said.
Gotcha. Okay, so now you're making me think differently. I don't know. Would you change it?
I don't know. Maybe those are some valid points, but I also wonder if, like, when if they don't do it now and they fix it, could they get a higher offer? Because if they have a better business model and they're running more efficiently, their data is going to improve. So the people looking at them are going to be looking at a higher quality.
Well, and it's like that paragraph we just had to read, that the Sand Hill Road venture capitalists would be interested in them as they built a little bit bigger. Dang you, Victoria. Just kidding.
Another thing, if it can help on the decision, do you know when they said that of 100 calls, they got 2%? Like not 2%, only 2 people subscribe. So means like 100, like let's say 2% of people subscribe for their products. So if they could increase that as well, they could have a higher percentage. And I was searching about it and says that 2%, it's not bad at all. 2% of 100 of this amount of number, it's not bad. It's actually the average. So they're not like below the average in sales in terms of percentage. Which means that they're in the right path.
I watched Andrews and he voted no.
Oh boy.
Victoria really is the odd man out.
I'm always the opposite.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think
he
you're
made the same points we did about
Why
they
do
should
you
grow.
think it's bad? Sorry, because I didn't hear. But why do you guys think it's bad?
Their business model needs help. Like they're not as ready as they could be. And if they spent time working on their business model rather than funding and focusing not on how they're going to spend the money, but more on how they're going to become better, they could possibly, get a better offer later on if they focus now on improving their company.
One of the things too, I think that they could work on, and I mentioned this in the beginning, was
Did you freeze?
I was like, was my computer again?
No, I think Jill froze.
Oops. You'll come back in a minute.
Hopefully. Gotta run upstairs.
I thought you were gonna be late. So when I was like hopefully that I wasn't that late.
No, I was gonna be late because I was gonna go to a movie with a friend, but then the seats that they got were in like the front of the theater, and that did not sound fun.
Oh yeah.
So I decided not to go.
I hated that first row.
Yeah, I can't do it. It makes me sick.
Yeah, me too. I would rather not do as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, if she disconnected, I think it was not recording anymore, right?
Well, it still says we're live.
True.
Because I think it's just the call. Like, if one of us is on it, it's fine. Or if, yeah, because once all of us go off, whoever's the last person to click off gets the link. So.
Got it.
Yeah. But. Yeah, I was listening to Andrews, and he basically just said the same things. Like, he just thought they should wait. But now it won't load. I only saw the beginning of his.
It was my first choice, too. And then I started thinking and thinking, what if? And then I was
yeah, which is good.
I tried to go not for the whatever the case is trying to tell you. I always try to go the opposite.
Yeah, like win the pros and cons.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah, and it does make sense. Like, I think both options are decent options. Like, $5 million is nothing to, snuff at, but it's also kind of a scary amount of money because they're not as productive or as well set up as they think they are.
True.
So.
That's true.
Sorry, guys. My son unplugged my Wi-Fi.
Oh.
Stupid.
It happens.
Just when I think I get this stuff figured out, then they do that. So sorry.
You were gonna tell us why you chose no.
Okay, so how much did you hear?
Well, you said this is what I think, and then it went out.
So I get done telling the whole thing, and you guys are frozen. And I was like, "What the heck?"
You froze in the beginning, and we were both like waiting for you to continue like your thing. We were both like, "I think she froze."
Seriously, I got done, and you guys are just sitting there, and I'm like, "No response. Hello." I was gonna say, so in his beginning, he thought about the landlord model, and so I think that he needs to go back and look at adding that into his model to validate more of what he could do on that side of things, because I really think that's where he's going to make the most money after reading the whole case study. So basically, that's what I was saying.
Got it. No.
So now that you know 3 of us vote no, does that change you, Victoria? No?
Because I thought all the points that you guys gave, I thought it all first because it was my first option. And then I started trying to think it, what if it do this, and then I changed my mind.
Are you changing yours, Mackenzie?
I don't know. I'm kind of now like very torn between the two.
I mean, it's 5 million. They can make a lot of things with 5 million.
Oh, the other thing that I was going to say too is that the reason why I would vote no is because they really don't need extra money right now either. Like,
oh, that's true.
They
have money for 8 months, right?
Yeah, they've got enough money for 8 months, so they've got time to figure it out. That was the other reason why I voted no, now that you say that.
Yeah.
But what if everything like doesn't work out and then the money ends before 8 months?
I don't know.
What if the competitors get too big and steal all their customers, and then they end up with no money in 3 months, and then they're gonna regret of not taking those 5 millions at first.
But if in those 3 months they're developing they're launching the landlord program, they could be ahead of their competitors.
But they have been working on it since 2005. It was 2005? 2000, since 2005, and it's already 2010, and they took 5 years to figure out something. Do you think 3 months would be enough time to figure out the other department for the other software?
They've had 5 years.
I think it would be because he's got the upper hand on what the competition is.
That's true.
Yeah, and they're all kind of like a step up, a step in front, kind of already.
Yeah, because that's if he focused solely on that category to figure out how he's gonna jump in and get the competitor, like get the business before his competitor does, I think that he would do well.
Yeah.
He's gonna enter in a race right now. It will be 3 months, very stressful.
Yeah, it would be.
Very intense.
I do. Yeah. I think so too.
But at least they don't have the risk of messing up with 5 million. So
it's true.
Yeah.
I think I'd probably stay no.
I think I'd still say no too. Now that we've discussed it. Oh, crazy. You still saying yes?
I already started writing my paper.
That's fine. I think we can agree to disagree, right? 'Cause I think that we can do that.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
Okay.
What is the CLV? Did you already ask this one?
Mm-mm.
Okay. What is the CLV of a RentJuice customer? So it says we're going to be asked to report the decision in our post-discussion poll. Victoria, since you're so great at this math stuff, I need you to help me figure out how I'm supposed to figure out what the CLV is.
CLV. Let me open the question.
Customer lifetime value. So it gives us use the following assumptions. So the annual churn is 38%. Monthly revenue per customer is $440. Gross margin is 75%. And I can't remember what this means. CAC is given in the case as $2,300.
Let me open.
Because I've been looking up formulas to try to figure this out, and
the CAC is the customer acquisition cost.
That's right.
Let me read. I think Andrew wrote something about that, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did he?
He was
He
telling
just said we have
us.
to decide.
Let me look at it.
Said we have to decide whether the customer lifetime value is either 3,960, 5,400, 8,000, or 10,300. You didn't know how to answer that, but with the 38% church,
What is churn? Churn.
I don't know.
I have no idea what is annual churn.
Oh, I'll find out.
Monthly revenue. Let me see. Let me search a little bit.
The rate of attrition, percentage of subscribers who discontinue their subscriptions within a given period.
So it's when they discontinue service.
So is that saying that the people leaving the service is 38% a year, right?
I think so.
I just don't know how to set this up in an equation to figure it out.
I don't either.
I'm trying to see if I can figure it out. Just a second.
Okay. Did Andrew say anything on his video about it?
I started watching it and then joined the call. Let's see.
Their numbers would be higher, more people would be willing to invest in them. But accepting money now would be like, it would slow their momentum down as a business, even though it doesn't seem like it would. It really would. Read page 7. I tried to raise funds, conversion, and had reliable data on my sales cycle and conversion funnel. So that's another thing too. I mean, you could still accept the money. If they're not focused on that, then they're going to be focused on this, accepting the money, which would be the wrong decision. So, why do customers care about customer lifetime value? Well, if you have a high turnover, highest cost really is finding new customers. So if you have a high turnover, that's investor sees that, they're not as likely, if it's high, they're not as likely to invest in you, because people are coming in and you may have a good sales pitch, but it costs a lot to find that customer. Costs are things like with marketing, income of the business, along with sales conversion data. You know, how many salespeople are involved, how many. As far as that is concerned, investors care about that because all of those will point towards whether the business will be successful. What is the CLV, or what is the customer lifetime value of a RentJuice customer? The first states the annual churn is about 38%. So in regards to under the Vero's like organized sales funnel, he calculates that 100 qualified leads contacted via the phone leads to about 45 brokerages that actually took the call and were willing to talk with them. 21 decision makers agreed to speak with them. Of those 21 influential people who are actually able individuals that could make the decision of whether they would go with RentJuice. 9 agreed to view a web demo, and only 2 subscribed to RentJuice. So apparently, from their conversion from the annual churn of 38%, it seems as though 38% of each of those 2 that subscribed.
I think I got it.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
gross margin.
it's to find the churn rate is 1 divided by churn rate.
Some of them more.
So 1 divided by 38% is 2.6315. That's the average lifetime in a year. And then the formula to find out the simple TLV is the average lifetime in years, which is 2. Are you guys writing this down or something?
Yeah, I'm writing it down.
So, okay, so it's the average lifetime in years, which is 2.6315 something times the profit minus the acquisition cost. That's the formula. So I found out the average lifetime in years. Now I need to find the profit, and acquisition cost is 2.290, and the profit it's 5,280. Okay, so let me do the math now. You guys got the numbers?
So 2.63157.
So it will be, let me get a paper. Hold on.
80 plus minus.
So the formula is average lifetime in years times profit, parenthesis, minus acquisition cost. So the average lifetime in years will be 2.63157895. This number comes from 1 divided by the churn rate.
Which is 38%.
Yeah, so I got this 2.6315 from this. And then is this big number times profit. Profit is 5,280. And then parentheses minus acquisition cost, which is 2,290. So let me do the math on my phone real quick.
That's 11,604.74.
74?
So, yeah, 74.
Yeah, so that's it.
Okay, now how do you figure that out so easily?
I Google it.
I Googled mine too. But I didn't get that. But that makes sense to do because I guess I was figuring out the years wrong.
I Google it and then I ask my husband how I found the churn rate, and then he helped me out.
Okay.
He told me that was 1 divided by 38. I don't know how he knows, but.
Okay, so then for that answer, it would be 11,604.74. Did you get that, Mackenzie?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not one of the options that Andrew listed. So the customer lifetime value is either 3,960, 5,400, 8,000, or 10,300.
Might be wrong, mine, but I tried.
No, it's fine.
I think what we could do is we can listen to Andrew's how he found out his,
Yeah.
and then we could each from that. Are you guys okay with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine might be wrong. I don't know.
Mackenzie, are you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay. Because Andrew was going off when, Mackenzie, when you were figuring this out, Andrew was going off page number 7, where it talks about the 100 qualified leads.
Yeah.
And then it goes down to 45 of the brokerages and then 21 decision makers.
That's how we got the 38%.
9 that. Oh, that's how we got the 38%.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the point that I got to in watching his video.
Okay. I was thinking that was leading somewhere else, but okay, that's the 38%. So.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go to question number 5, and then we can answer that in our post-discussion poll.
Yeah.
Ourselves, I guess. Okay, so how well is the sell funnel at RentJuice working, and what can you think of to improve it, or how can you reduce your customer acquisition cost?
So their funnel is the thing on page 7.
Well, according to what Victoria told us, that's really normal then, right?
The 2%, it's not normal, it's the average.
It's the average.
So they're not bad, they're on average.
Yeah. They're not good, but they're not bad.
Yeah.
So what could you get? This is what I'm thinking. So what could you get okay. So it goes down to 9 who agreed to view a web demo.
Mm-hmm.
How could you go between the 21 decision makers and the 9 agreed to view the web and figure out how to really upsell to them or sell to them in a different way than what? Because if they're only getting 2 out of the 100, how do you go down to those 2 levels of the decision makers to get your model to be sold to them?
I feel like part of the problem too is like the 100 qualified leads that were contacted and then only 45 of them took calls. I feel like part of it is the calling and the emailing. Like we rely a lot on technology now, but there's something to be said for like face-to-face sales. That's why pest control and things like that, they still do door-to-door and solar, and that's how they're making all their money, is they're getting all these kids to go knock on doors. It's why we tract when we send out missionaries, because the best way to talk to someone is to talk to them face-to-face. So I think that one of the things that they could do there is to have on-the-ground salespeople.
So that get out of the office of the business model.
Yeah.
I agree with that. And on the 100 qualified leads, oh, hold on. Babe, the oven's on. It's been on for like 1 hour, I guess. Okay, so from this 100 qualified leads, I would verify what they're targeting, because if they're getting 100 people that it's not well targeted for that market, it would be 100 of waste leads. They would be wasting their time contacting, calling for people that are not willing to buy their product. So I think if they do a better research on and target better, they might be able to get more from those people, from those leads.
If they were on the ground and going face to face or door to door, then that would be giving them more than just the 45.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, number 6. How should Vivero respond to the new competition? List all the options you can think of, list the pros and cons of each option, and as a group, you must decide on a course of action. So the first thing that I put there is find ways to get the landlords involved. So back to the beginning of my comments, is they need to find a way to actively go out and seek the landlord portion of it too, because I think that's where they'll get a lot more business.
I agree.
I can't really think of any other, because I think they've done pretty much what they can do in most of the areas, but the landlord area is where I think they could do more. And if they come up with a
Yeah.
really good plan, I think that they would be able to get more than just two subscribers out of 100.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I didn't really understand how the competition work. So I don't know. I know that there is a competition, a software competition, but I don't know what their futures are. So I could think about something that they can make better. It doesn't give much details about the competition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, the only one I came up with was focusing on the landlord thing. Because I feel like that's where their focus needs to be in order to like keep their leg up on their competition. Like we know that they're like a step ahead, but I'm not sure how far that step is. And I feel like if they focus all their attention there, then they're going to get farther ahead.
Sure.
So if you think of cities like New York or Boston or even probably Chicago, I don't know. I've lived in Utah all my life, so I can't think of any other cities that would be bigger. But if you think of how many apartments are like scaled into those areas, they would be huge in trying to get their renters in, trying to get the landlords to go through them, because they would be able to take care of all their data points. They'd be able to take care of all of the marketing for that landlord company.
Makes sense.
And so if they get the landlords on board, I think that they would be
Much bigger.
much bigger. And their competition, they'd be able to have a leg up on their competition as well.
Yeah, that's right. I can think about something else.
That's the only thing I really saw in their business model that looked like it needed help. And like he said, he didn't think about it until he heard about the Boston area or the competition that was coming in about the landlord part of it. So whatever ideas he had in the beginning, he needs to go back to and revisit that, and then they need to build on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he did thought about that at first, right?
Mm-hmm. So that would be my biggest thing, that he could respond and go on and really work on that plan and figure out what needs to be fixed.
He could also like better establish his brand name.
Mm-hmm.
Like rentals.com, it's already like well known. So if he work on making that well known as well, so when people think about those kind of service, they're gonna think about them first, then the competitor. Maybe.
And whatever customers they have at this point, I don't know, somehow they need to get them involved in getting word of mouth type of.
True. Like a referral program.
Yeah. Or incentivize them. Like if you give us a referral and it works out, this is how much we'll give back to you. I think would be a good way for them to gain business too.
True.
Alrighty. That's all the questions for today.
We did it.
Do we need to send the weekly reflection?
I think so.
The what?
The week reflection on Saturday.
Yeah, I think we need to do the weekly reflection, but we don't have to do the case, the second case. Because the weekly I can't speak. The weekly reflection is for in the end, we're supposed to collect the questions and use them in something.
Okay.
So it has to be turned in every week.
Okay. Make sure I'll do mine.
Awesome. I'm so glad we get this week off, or part of the week off.
Ew.
That was such a nice
siblings
signal.
are stoked.
They what?
My little siblings are super excited. My mom put up the Christmas tree, and so my little siblings and I are gonna put ornaments on it when I get home.
Oh, that's so awesome.
And that was my formula Oh, it's
That's what my paper looks like, just like that.
that's where I was doing.
Victoria, what are you doing for Thanksgiving?
I am in Seattle right now. Not Seattle. I'm like Bremerton, but farther is like middle of nowhere. There's just one house by my house.
That's
So
cool.
I don't know if we're staying here, if we're gonna drive back. We haven't decided yet because our Thanksgiving dinner, it's gonna be only Saturday. It's not gonna be on Thursday with my husband's family. So
Oh,
we don't know what we're gonna do. Still deciding.
nice.
Yep.
All right.
Well, you all have a good Thanksgiving, and we'll see you next week.
You too.
Yeah, you
Bye-bye.
too.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.